Hello world, I'm Carp. Welcome back to Cultist Simulator Apostle Obsonate, where we are playing the Grail Apostle New Game Plus here and trying to get our delight Mr. Carp through the vitulation, which is a feast of some sort, I believe. But yeah, we'll see what that happens. Right now we have this Our Lady of Wires is en route here, which will happen in 150 seconds, and we really hope that that's not gonna be something that also has a timer afterwards, because if it does, then we have most likely failed this whole thing. So let's hope that it doesn't happen. It would be really bad if that, because it took Sulakana away from us. We did that last episode. We talked to Sulakana about our recipes, so she went away and this came instead, and that's probably a really bad thing, because Sulakana is very useful for many things. Okay, but at this moment we are healing, we are adding stuff to our library, we are doing some fresh air and exercise, we are promoting a believer, we are working at the Glover and Grail, which is something we're gonna be doing all the time, and I won't be showing that to you. Like every time I put this cycle happens and I'll put that card in there, you won't see that every time. Some bleak thoughts are upon us. The season of ambitions is coming up next. There are some pearls of renown going on, but that doesn't really matter. We don't have anything bad here anymore, and that evidence is gonna go away pretty soon. Our enemy is over here, but I think he already did his move for this cycle here. Okay, there's some vitality for us. Let's get another one so that we can... yeah, we need actually quite a lot more of them. Oh, and our entry consultant is coming back, but as soon as we can, we're gonna send him back there. And we get the Horizon Book 1 from Mollens. Let's go back. And since we're getting a lot of money, loads of money from this job here, we're just gonna empty out Mollens like as soon as we can. We don't need to ever think about not going there. Okay, there's some health for us, so let's head to the woods. Get this guy came back. Let's send him out there. This guy is considering the evidence, but he didn't have anything like any notoriety, so he can't create any actual evidence. And back to work we go. Oh, season of exotic cravings, right? What's coming next? Season of fascination. We don't have any fascination, so we don't really care. Okay, found the War of the Roads, and back to Mollens we go. Okay, there's some delightful blood for us again. What's our Savor's blood situation? It's not gonna go away before this, so we're gonna have to use this when we take Valsiana in the cult. And this, yeah, of course you didn't manage to find anything, because we haven't done anything bad in a little while. And Claire is now a disciple, that's very nice. And clearly the table is starting to be in such a situation that I need to put it in a better order, but I'll do that between episodes. So Valsiane we need in the call as well. And we'll use the delightful blood here. Oh, let's actually read what it says about Valsiane here. Valsiane has operated her establishment for almost 20 years. She has never employed an assistant. Her hands are terribly strong. Also, what is Auclair as a disciple? Auclair rarely speaks. She chooses her words with care. Even her movements have become economical. She is never seen to blink. Okay, there's vitality. What's the timer here? Okay, let's get another vitality coming, and then we'll combine those two vitality lesson learned. Okay, to the woods we go, to the well, furtive truth. Huh. Pretty sure we found furtive truth there last time as well. And for Mollens we got the Viennese Conundra. And back to Mollens. And back to work. And what's going on here? Oh, you're giving us a report immediately. Nice. And then we shall dream about the woods. Always dream about the woods. Well, not always. We're gonna dream about the woods until we have... I'm thinking how many of these we... I think we need a total of 6 to get all the places. There are 2 books that we're gonna buy that give us... So once we have 3 occult scraps here, I think then we're gonna stop dreaming about the woods and start dreaming about the White Door, which also makes me think that there are 2 books that give that information as well. What are you doing? Assault. Okay, well, we're gonna have to send Valsiana there once she's made into a disciple. Okay, Valsiane, we will upgrade you into a disciple immediately. And then I think we have one disciple of all of these things. Like we have, yeah, we'll have a Forge disciple, we have the Hot disciple, we will have of course Rhaenyra as well, and we have a Winter disciple. So we should be able to delay him no matter what he's doing. Okay, collection of essays from Morlands, and back we go. Okay, some vitality. Oh, and this is gonna give us a vitality as well. Nice. So we'll combine these vitalities. And, oh yeah, we'll take that occult scrap shop. And then we'll head back to the woods. And for Morlands, we found a collection of poetry. Nice. Back to Morlands. Okay. Marinette, Our Lady of Wires. It reeks of rotten blood, and it clacks its jaw each time it speaks. Perhaps there is a woman huddled beneath the cloth and the bones. Perhaps it is some puppeteer's trick. And Valsiane is now a disciple. Valsiane is not a machine. We are reasonably confident of that, because she has been observed now and then to commit quite human errors. Right. Oh, Valsiane, you're gonna go here, try to delay that guy, and then we're gonna go talk on the streets. And we could talk to her as well. Grail, question mark. But, I don't know. What's she gonna do if we talk to her? Let's see. Blood. Oh. We need to sacrifice her someone. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's hope that she doesn't get angry that we don't give her that there right now. That would be kind of annoying. But okay, so we know that she wants some. Okay, let's see. If we put Dorothy in there. Marinette always leaves the skin. Sometimes she leaves the bones. If we tell our loyal followers to close their eyes, it's over very quickly. We put Rhaenyra in there. No, it doesn't help. Can we put the Saber's blood in there? No. It only takes a follower. Okay. So we could also. Oh no, it takes a follower. Specifically, these guys have follower, right? Specifically. Does this guy have follower? It does, but the summons I don't think have followers, so we can feed her a summon. But I'm not gonna feed any of my guys there right now. We'll probably feed her. The first thing we'll feed her, just to see if what happens, is a follower. And since she's really asking for Grail there, we're gonna feed the Grail follower. When I say follower, I mean the hanger-ons, the pawns, the guys that aren't, you know, named ones. Okay, Queens of the Rivers from Morlands. And back we go. Okay, there's a vitality lesson learned, and with these two vitalities, we can get another one, and then we can increase our health a tiny bit more. And to the woods we go, get an occult scrap, nice, and back to the woods. How many did I said we need? Yeah, cause I think there's 2 books that give level 1 stuff, which I think are actually these. No, I think this actually gives level 2 stuff, or level 4. It's kind of weird trying to think of these, because this is level 2, but it's the first one, and this is level 4, but it's the second one, so you know. I get confused with the words there very often. Okay, Kuna and Geth from Morland, so we can learn German. No, not German, Greek. It's just a German book. So clearly we already speak German. Oh, did you guys actually manage to delay him even once? No. Oh, so what's he doing now? Pretty but successful theft, so he's gonna steal one of our funds. That's fine. Grail. Yeah, you're not getting anything from us right now, Marinette there, so just hang back and we'll start taking people in the cult. Wait, did you even take that? Oh, Season of Sickness, and Season of those things coming. What things? Exotic Cravings. Right, that's the thing. We're a detective man, didn't find anything because we don't do any bad things. We're doing good things. Buying books, collections of poetry, and all kinds of stuff. Helping the local economy. Actually, that's pretty much what we're doing right now. We're working and we're using the money that we get from work to buy stuff from local people. Okay, let's get a health here. After that, I think we're gonna start reading the books to get some more stuff happening. Okay, we'll head to the well, get an awareness of appetite, then we'll head back to the woods. Got another collection of poetry from Morlands. That's very nice. An entry consultant, get back there. Wait. Didn't we have the... Oh, it's just coming, it's coming, it's coming. Well, that's nice, because we're just... Our Savior's Blood is just about to end. Okay, that affliction needs to be trimmed away pretty soon. Okay, there's the delightful blood. Oh, what do we get? Wrapped in the king. And back to Morlands. Okay, more health for us. Right, so let's start winning books. Let's read the War of the Road Censored Edition first. Willis Ford describes the War of the Roads, an event in a history other than our own, in detail. But numerous pages have been removed, the name of the publisher is blacked out, an ominous slip stapled to the cover explains that Willis Ford has been excised. In this path, a score or more of longs were made. They brokered peace with the Forge of Days, long enough to set England on a path of early conquest and eventual destruction. The Forge itself devoured the greatest among them. Okay, back to the woods. We'll go to the well, get a vitality. Hey, that's nice, because with that vitality we can dream that affliction away. But first we're gonna turn our forlorn blood back into Saber's blood with the delightful blood. And we got Apollo and Marcius from Morlands. Back we go. And there's our blood in order once more, and there's some fascination. That's not good. I always forget that we get a fascination. Well, we only done this, what, 3 times, so maybe that's not always yet. And get rid of that affliction next. And back to work we go. And who did we find this time? Tristan. Nice. Tristan is a nice fellow. And back to the streets. What do we know? Oh, we get a report from our spy. What are you reporting to us, spy? Please let us know quickly. Season of Despair coming up. We don't have any despair, so it's fine. This guy is taking another respite. Come on, you should do something. More books on what is contained by silver, and back to Morlands. How many books does Morlands sell total? I think it's something like 20 maybe. The royalty of England, according to Willis Ford, became the sovereigns of the leashed flame, destroying or transforming their enemies, conquering Europe, establishing grand cathedrals to Saint Spark. The alliance with the Forge begins to take its toll. The last few chapters are missing entirely. That was actually a furtive truth we got from that. Interesting. So, Queens of the Rivers, next. A surreal contemporary play by the enigmatic Monica Medina, in which the Queens of the Rivers are murdered, one by one. The Queen of the Vistula is poisoned, the Queen of the Dnieper chokes in a fisthook, the Queen of the Tagus is burned alive. Back to work, introduction to histories, well that's gonna give us a level 2 thing. For sure. And our health back together, so back to the, not the white door, to the woods. So did we send someone here to deal with... Oh no, you're just taking a respite, so we didn't send anyone there because there's nothing to deal with. More books, Kiddling Ripe. Back to Morlands. The culprit, it transpires, is the audience. The surviving queens are directed to execute whatever audience members do not escape. A surprisingly lucid epilogue suggests that the correspondence of river names with historical events does provide clues to secret histories behind our own. Right, so what we're gonna read next? Yeah, these books are in Latin. Let's put them down here, and it doesn't really matter at this moment what we are reading, so we'll just read Wrapped in the King then. Detailed accounts by James Colling Murphy of secret bacchanals and ecstatic dances observed in necropolises and graveyards in southern Europe, in Egypt, and in Anatolia. The author is a self-confessed ghoul, an eater of buried flesh. He claims to have witnessed the dances while at his feasting. The dances draw from the traditions of the mysteries of the cults of Isis and of Cybele, but include both symbolic and literal flayings, and the human heart is always central in the rites. The author punctuates his accounts with queasily sensuous descriptions of his own interrupted feasts. Well, we're trying to build a feast, so maybe that's why we want to read that book there. Just because it talks about feasts! And back to work. And the locksmith's dreams there for us. More books. Smålands, give us more books. And to the woods. We'll take that occult scrap. How many do we have? Okay, we have 4 of them here now, and I think by reading the introduction to histories we're gonna get a 5th one for sure. So we don't really need to go to the woods anymore, so let's go to the white door from now on. And once we have this at... No, we just read things that gave us 2, so we need to get this to 5. And then we can head to the higher levels thing, and then hanger on. I'm sure we'll take him in the cult at some point, but not right now. Talk on the streets about more stuff. Get a fleeting reminiscence. Fascination coming up, but that fascination is gonna go away. So it is fine. Alright, and you are just sleeping. Get some more connections from that. Yeah, his connections is gonna be a 2 then. What's this? Hireling. Oh, right, because this guy's a hireling. So all the aspects of everything that's in there. And we got the locksmith's dream. And back to Morelands. There's restlessness. What are we gonna do with the restlessness? It's gonna turn into dread. I mean, we could paint it away. Yeah, let's paint it away. Dread is more scary than a lot of things. We will use some mystique and some passion. And we will paint the restlessness away, yes. At these greater feasts, a black pig is always crowned as king before its slaying. On this occasion, its heart was weighed in the balance against a knot of feathers, and its skin became a cape for the officiant. Its flesh was left for the crows, but I must confess my interest was not in its carcass, but in the perfumed flesh of the milliner laid fresh in the earth. So we get a wake enchant for that. Nice. Clearly we're starting to get to the point where more space is needed. Okay, let's read the introduction to histories next. The 17th century mystic and antiquarian Claude Hersault describes divergent incidents in 5 major histories. The prologue warns at length of the inequities of one Julian Cosley, a former colleague who Hersault now describes darkly as a worm of worms. It seems Cosley advised Hersault early in the writing of the book, but Hersault later became suspicious. And at the white door, we head to the Orchard of Lights, get some pulsing airs. Level 6. Heart influence. We also get a collection of essays from Morelands, and back we go. And we'll keep dreaming about the white door. What's coming up next? Alright, the season of fascination. Yeah, but the fascination already went away, so we don't really care about that. And what do we got here? The humors of a gentleman. And back to Morelands. And we did a painting, right? Because we want to get rid of the restlessness. And back to work. Okay, studied introduction to histories. Hersault identifies blood, silver, design, and the worms as essential axes of each of the histories, and claims that the so-called second history is the true one. Right on. So what's up next? That is in a language we don't speak, so let's put it down here. I mean, we can learn the language later, but not right now. Let's read The Locksmith's Dream, A Light Through the Keyhole. The first volume of Teresa Galmia's examination of parallels in the mystic dreams of artisans. The parallels in mystic dreams experienced by carpenters, masons, and other artisans, and what they purport to reveal about the architecture of the world. Sometimes mordant, sometimes funny. No one has ever explained why Galmia devoted herself to this quixotic exploration of artisans' dreams. Well, she wanted to become a long, or ascend in the mansis, or whatever it is that we are actually trying to do in this game all the time. Hey, a furtive truth! Nice, we'll take that, then we'll go back to the white door, and once we find one more furtive truth from here, we don't need to find any more at all. Should be kinda nice, because then we can go to the stack door and dream about the stack door for the rest of eternity. Okay, there's a Latin grammar. Let's put this here so we know which language these things are in. Okay, fleeting reminiscence. We got someone here. Cat Caro. Hey, Cat Caro! We'll take Cat Caro in the cult, I think. So that we can go to, like, that will... Do we really need to take her in the cult right now? No. No, because like I said, we're not gonna go to do any expeditions before we have, yeah, everything ready. Which means once we've taken all the people in the cult that are available to be taken into the cult. Oh, is that smart? I wonder. It probably takes quite a lot of time to do it like that, and also we probably want to use this delightful blood to get, to get rid of that delightful blood every once in a while. So then we're gonna take people in the cult when we need to get rid of that. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Otherwise, we're just gonna have them hang around here. Burning of the Unburned God. And back to Morelands. But this is an ingredient, right? Yeah, it's an ingredient. What rites use ingredients? That's something I should try to remember. Time and again we hear of the wood which rises from the world's foundation. All trees reach for light. What does the wood reach for? Is there a difference between light and light? I think the key to dreams of the wood might be one of these, the one that isn't exactly real. So we got a Watchman's Secret, which we could of course use to get to the woods, but we don't need to do that. Let's read The Humors of a Gentleman. Samuel Savage's satirical comedy on the intrigues of the ailing but cunning John's son, her mistress Maven, her lover Leo, and the upstart Corvino. By the end of the first act, Mavelin has revealed a secret drawer in the walls of the house to Leo, and Corvino has taken to consuming worms. The ailing but cunning John's son. Yeah, just now thing that I realized that sun, like that, it's like sun. So this might actually be about... Let's see what we get from it and read that and see if that helps us figure out what the book is actually all about. And the white door we go, we head to the Orchard of Lights, get a glimmering, and back to the white door. And from Morelands we got on the white, and back to Morelands. Ah, collection of essays. Nice. So I think we have all the collections of essays and poetries we can get from Morelands here already. Which is very nice, because then at some point we can start increasing our stuff. Okay, we got a Watchman's Secret from that. The play is scabrous and occasionally hilarious, and the characters are contrary and capricious. Many of the more resonant lights must will be formed of power disguised in plain sight. It has been expressed like this: each hour has its color, but color exists only where there is light. So what I was thinking about there with the... because the character was called John Sun, right? And Sun is a pretty important... well, the Sun in Splendor is a pretty important character. Or the Sun in Rags, because the Sun gets divided in the history, becomes the Sun in Rags, and what's the other part of this? And anyways, it's also about the ailing but cunning John Sun. So maybe it actually is talking about the Sun in Rags there. I do not know. But hey, we also need to use this delightful blood to take someone in the cult at some point, so we need to remember to do that. Oh, this is the second volume of Teresa Galmia's examination of perils in the mystic dreams of artisans. The frontispiece has been slashed with a razor. I don't think I've ever read this in order before, so let's try to do that. Let's not read the part 4 before we get the part 3. Well, Let's hope that we get the part 3 first. In this volume, Galmir records fewer dreams and explicates more of her own elaborate theories. We say this again and again: what is below can escape what is above. And through the white door, we head to the Orchard of Lights, get an intensity of radiance. That's unfortunate. Huh. Well, maybe we'll... maybe it's not that unfortunate. Maybe we don't need to care about that. And head to the white door once more. Because sure, it'll turn into Fascination in 2 minutes, but this is here right now. What's coming up next? Dread. So yeah, maybe we don't need to care about that. For Molens, we got Traveling at Night Volume 2. Let's read those in order as well if we can. Then back to Molens we go. There's Fleeting Reminiscence, which might be around just when this turns into a Fascination, so if we're very careful we could just dream that Fascination we get from that away with that. And back to work we go, and who did we find? Oh, it's Count Jennings. Jennings, you are the one I wanted to put here. Yeah. Actually, we can get rid of both of these things by taking Katkaro into the cult and upgrading her immediately. So let's do that. Katkaro, we'll use the Delightful Blood to take you in the cult, and then we'll use the Anthic Elaboration with the Weird Detective Man's already gone. With the Intensity of Radiance to make you a disciple. For Molens we got a Sanskrit Reader. And back to Molens we go. I mean, it should be emptying pretty soon, right? Okay, Katkaro is now a believer. A bright-eyed, watchful woman who recalls her dreams perfectly. And then with this Intensity of Radiance and the Anthic Elaboration, we'll make her a disciple. The finest artisans all dream of the white door in the end. I'm no artisan, only a scholar. I think there's a secret that all these artisans know, but I think that secret is only half the story. Okay, so this is half the story. Right. This is a locksmith's secret, of course. Sooner or later, every locksmith has a dream. Now we recite its 7 phases. Okay, but from the first part, like we got a watchman's secret. A watchman's secret will allow you to go to the first door, the woods. If we were to combine these two things, or this way, then we'd get knock 4 and we could get to the white door. I'm just trying to think about what did Galmir realize in her lifetime, or stuff like that. Let's read Apollo and Marsyas next. The libretto of a lost opera concerning the contest between Apollo and Marsyas and its tragic outcome. The librettist is identified only by their initials, RKNJL. In the original myth, Marsyas lost a musical contest and was played by Apollo, who later regretted it. In this version, Marsyas' skin has a further history. And then I think we're gonna end this episode here and continue from this point in the next one. I'm Carp, this has been Cultist Simulator Apostle Obsonate. Goodbye world, thanks for watching, see you next time.